Okay then, and welcome to a quick video of the latest issue. I've had lots of issues with YouTube lately, which meant that I haven't been able to put up stuff, but hopefully you'll enjoy this one. As you can see, we've styled it on a NES cartridge, and unlike a lot of similar ones, you know, this is the entire cover is the cartridge, and best of all, look at that. It's on the back as well, so you've got some little bump talking about the magazine. So I'm really pleased with the way this has turned out. So let's take a quick look inside. Hopefully I can do this without getting in the way too much. Okay then, so we've got the loading page, we've got the contents, which obviously tells you what's going to be inside. And let's take a quick look. So this is the first survey we're doing. The actual survey is retrogamer.net/survey, not retrogamer.com. That's my mistake. So make sure you change that to retrogamer.net/survey. Okay then, so this is a look at the new Vega. I'm not massively convinced about this, if I'm honest. Basically, while the idea is sound, the structure of it means that I don't think that you're going to be able to play games properly, and I still don't like the way they've gone about basically telling developers how they can have their games included and the royalty issues. But that said, you can make up your own mind with this article. Just a reminder as well that you can still vote for the greatest games ever. We'll be doing a feature in a couple of months' time, so make sure you go along to the relevant place and have a look at it. So this is the news, mainly looking at some guy who made a little cool Amiga game, and he's been sued by the owner of the Smurfs. So we've chatted to him, and there's a couple of games coming back based on Wonder Boy and the Baldur's Gate. Paul Davis with a column. This month's Discuss is talking about handheld gaming, and we've got a really cool collector's corner, but it does look as if it's now being sold on eBay. So there you go. This is an interview with Paul Rose, who a lot of you will know as Mr. Biffo. And we've got the latest from February 1998. Okay then, so this is our big cover feature. It's a look at the greatest NES games of all time, as voted by you lot. And we've managed to get quotes from both readers and from various developers, including Greg Miles of Rare, who Rare obviously made a lot of great games. Classic moment on Citadel. It's not one that I've played myself because I didn't have a C64 back in the day, but Mike Bevan swears by it. And this is a look at the rather excellent Batman made by John Rickman of Matchday fame. We also take a look at Transformers, proof that not everything Ocean Software touched turned to gold. And this is a look at the rather excellent Operation Thunderbolt, which was the follow-up to Operation Wolf, and introduced two-player play, as well as really cool levels where you could go into the screen and shoot people as they ran towards you. It was all rather awesome, and you can see it depicted here and here. And this is a look at the conversions and a chat with John Megan, who worked on the Commodore 64 conversion. Lost in Translation continues, so we've got a look at Persona, Biohazard and Double Dragon 3, which is one of the earliest examples of in-game microtransactions. And this is a rare look at the RCA Studio 2. Now, there's not really a lot of information about this online, and Marty Goldberg's done some amazing research to give you a real good full story into this machine, which basically flopped. Okay, then this is Disney's Aladdin. Controversial, but I'm going to say it now. The Mega Drive version is better than the SNES one. The SNES version is still a good game, but the Mega Drive version is better, so deal with it. And this is a look at Titus Software, who they've had their fair share of hits and misses, it must be said, and David Crooks was able to track down the co-creators of the company. And a bit of Winter Games. It's a fantastic sports game. I was a huge fan of the biathlon, and I really love the bobsled, and yeah, it's one of those games that I'd love to see updated, but because of the way AAA games are, I doubt it will ever happen now. Okay then, there wasn't really a lot of proper Sonic games on the Saturn, but we did get Sonic R, which was a really cool racing game, and this is it. And this is a making of, and it basically explains how the game came to be, why the music was chosen, and it's a great read. Okay then, and some of you may recognise this. This was originally in our SNES book from a couple of years back. but it's basically the greatest RPGs of all time that you can find on the SNES. And there's a huge number here, and it covers all sorts of genres, and both Eastern and Western Japanese games. So yeah, highly recommended, all the games in this list. And another favourite, Road Rash. Really cool game from back in the day. The second one, you can make the argument that was slightly better because it introduced a few new things, but the original Road Rash is still great fun. I remember having it on the Mega Drive, and it was just absolutely awesome. And what we've done is we've interviewed one of the guys from Road Redemption, which is a new PC game, which has basically been inspired by Road Rash, and he talks about how Road Rash inspired them to make the game. Okay then, so this month's Minority Report focuses on the Amstrad GX 4000. While it was something of a flop, it didn't deserve to be a flop. Well, okay, it did deserve to be a flop. Basically, the problem was that they made this really good 8-bit console, but they decided to go head-to-head with the SNES and Mega Drive, and it was only ever going to end in tears, so not one of Sir Alan Sugar's greatest moves. And our last making of this month is looking at Resident Evil Remake, or Resident Evil as it's also known on the GameCube. And it basically says how the GameCube game came to be, and it ties in nicely with the fact that Resident Evil, it's been remade in HD, and Resident Evil Revelations 2 has just come out. And finally, we've got a really cracking interview with Mark Healy, who he's been knocking around since the Spectrum days, but he's probably best known now for being one of the co-founders of Media Molecule, and he came up with the idea of Little Big Planet, which is a rather awesome little game. Really funny, like lots of great anecdotes, and we're hopefully interviewing him about Dungeon Keeper later on in the year, so look out for that one. Perfect Dark, really cool retro revival. Look at Majora's Mask and a couple of other games, including 3D Afterburner 2, which is amazing, and Grim Fandango Remastered, which is less so. And the Homebrew section, which has got some really interesting looking stuff, and if you're into your compilations, make sure you pick this up because there's a huge amount of great content on it. And that's pretty much it, really. So there's your next month page where we'll be looking at Kung Fu Master, Trash Man, Speedball 2, and much, much more. And yeah, that's the issue. So like I said, I've gone through it relatively quickly, simply because the HD videos take up loads of room, and it takes absolutely ages to load them up. So this is Retro Gamer Daz, and you've been looking at the latest issue of Retro Gamer, and you can be able to buy it next week, although subscribers should get their copies in the next day or two. You'll also be able to get it from www.imagineshop.co.uk. Thanks for your time. I'll be back with more videos soon. Take care.